got $1 for a dying queen? I know you don't believe me, but I am. No? Okay. What's the point of complaining? It'll get you nowhere. I might be crazy, but that don't make me wrong. Nobody promised you tomorrow. Us queens, we know what we're talking about. Just look at Stonewall. I remember coming here when I first got to New York, and I realized I want to be one of the world's biggest drag queens. And as some would say, drag queens are boys trying to be girly. But not me. When I became a transvestite, honey, I began to live my life as a woman. But nobody was trying to help you have a life when you were a transvestite. You can lose your life, but nobody's trying to help you have one. Listen to me for a little bit, honey, you'll learn something. Like, there was this one time at Stonewall, when I was talking to Miss June, who was nodding out the down, she goes, "Those motherfucking pigs, man, stay in my motherfucking way." And they came in blowing the whistles. So in 1969, when the Stonewall riot started, honey, that's when I started riding. On June 25th, 2015, gay marriage was deemed legalized in all 50 states. For some, this was the day the gay community got their rights. But that was not the case for many. For many of us, gay marriage was a milestone, not the finish line. Until queer rights include the poor, housing equality, people of color, youth safety, and more, we have to return to the roots of this movement, or it will forever be about gay marriage, rather than the original intent of giving people the right to live. As a community of conscious organizers, this means remembering people like Marsha P. Johnson, the trans woman of color who started the gay rights movement during the Stonewall riots, so that we can live happily and openly today. Directors Michael Casino and Ralph Mills introduce us to Marsha, bring her essence to those whom she touched with her activism and essence, so that her work and fight are never forgotten. A Change for a Dying Queen, and Pay It No Mind, the life and times of Marsha P. Johnson, by Ralph Mills and Michael Casino. I was one of the Stonewall girls, one of the first girls to do drag at Stonewall. But you know, I never did drag seriously. I just always did drag. You know, I ain't no man to be no serious drag queen. You know, I used to have to get some of my stuff out of the trash and bring it home and wash it, or at a thrift store, or get it handmade. Because you know, my mother, she never knew much about homosexuality. She said, "You're lower than a dog. You are gay. You are lower than a dog." So, on my 18th birthday, I walked in my mother's house, grabbed my diploma and a bag full of clothes, and I said, free at last, got on my tea, free at last. And I ain't ever been back. I was young in my age when I started wearing dresses. But I stopped for a long time because the boys next door used to try to get fresh with me. You know, try to have sex. Honey, I didn't think people had sex. I was cute like that. I'm still cute like that. Honey, I don't think you should have sex until you're married. That's why I got married to Jesus Christ when I was 15 years old in the church. And he was the only man I could ever trust. He never laughed at me, helped me in my problems. He took me very seriously. But then I realized my body was worth some money in them days. Honey, I used to be one of the biggest hustlers in New York City. Used to make like $125 an hour. I was in so much. People used to pull guns on me. Every once in a while, I come into the hotel and I take off all my clothes. They see I was a boy and they start screaming and beat my head in. Another day, another illusion. Oh, hey, honey, you got $1 for a dying queen? I'll tell you a poem. Okay. You can count your karma if you're Felicia Gold, or you can be a black leather angel, or a red-headed screaming faggot, or a dazzling dyke. You can lock yourself in a closet made of stone, but it doesn't really matter if you ain't got soul. Oh, honey, you look stressed. I don't really work the corners much anymore. I got shot. A taxi driver fucked me, gave me $20, and as I walked away, he pulled out a gun and fired it. And I was like, oh, Lord, the Lord is calling my name. I am dying, but I ain't dead yet. That's why there's a P in my name. My name is Marsha, pay it no mind Johnson, because, honey, I paid it absolutely no mind. Pay it no mind, like, I have a lot of friends that have died of AIDS. I don't think you should be ashamed of it. I have HIV. I just had a roommate pass away of AIDS the other day, and I had to stay with them. I thought that would be really scary because I'd be hooping and hollering, but he just stopped breathing. Now they have all these statues in Sheridan Park for the gay rights movement. So many people had to die to be who they are, they just put them in a park. How cute. You take the people that made the movement and you make them stone. Because that was the beginning of queer rights in America. Oh, hey, honey, you got $1 for a dying queen? I know you don't believe me, but I am. I mean, I am dying. What do you mean, what is it? It is almost lost its life 5 times for your movement. Now everybody's forgotten who started what and how and why. And I see my gay brothers and sisters turning it out in their gay, liberated glory, going into these clubs that has a sign that says no dogs, no drag. Can you believe comparing me to a dog? They treated their dogs better than they treated me. Even though I was the first queen to make sure other queens had food to eat. I knew what it was like to grow up in the streets and not have anything or have a place to go. So I tried to help a kid out. But I paid no mind. Because once you 86 me, I tip. And you can 86 me at every gay bar in the village. You can 86 me at every gay bar in the world, and I will pay it no mind. Because I have friends. And my friends have changed to spare for their gay brothers and sisters, including the queens. So those statues are why I will never forget going to my first Pride. And remembering everybody that had died and thinking, there's no reason for celebration. But I wanted to be in the parade because I couldn't wait for the day queer people had rights all across America. And that right to be human, like other human beings. So we gave all of our names, Bambi and Dora, Sylvia and Marsha, and we went out hustling, starting a revolution if necessary, to make sure gay trans people were liberated and free. Free. So that's why I've been walking for queer rights all these years. Because I don't think you as one person has rights until we all have rights. And I want my rights now. So, next time you see one of those signs that says no dogs, no drag, pay it no mind. Reach real deep in your pocket, grab some change, and get over yourself. And spare some change for a dying queen.